So in the Bitcoin chart and a lot of the altcoin charts, I'm seeing a lot of negative RSI divergences starting to show up on the 4-hourly and the 12-hourly time frame. And usually this can be a sign of topping or a sign of potential reversal. So I want to show you that in today's video so that you have this information to do with as you please. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Dirk. Click that subscribe button down below. Click the notification bell so you do get future updates whenever I upload a video. And if you want me to email you every time I upload a video, get on my email list. It's the first link in the description down below. Click that, enter your name and email, and you'll get on my email list that way. All right, so what I have here is the 12-hour chart of Bitcoin. And you can see we have pulled back a bit. We are now at 24,000. We actually hit just above $25,000. That was a quick wick above it, and now it has pulled back down. Now, what you can start to see here is that even though the price of Bitcoin has been making higher highs on the price, it has been making lower highs on the RSI. This is what is known as a RSI divergence, where the RSI does not confirm the price action. In fact, it does the opposite. So in this case, it is a negative RSI divergence, meaning that these higher highs on the price action are not being confirmed by the strength. Remember, this is relative strength indicator. Okay, so this is not being confirmed, meaning that more than likely the price can reverse and drop. Okay, that is what happens a lot of the time. Obviously, vice versa. If it is a bullish RSI divergence, it works in the inverse way. But in this case, a bearish RSI divergence usually leads to those drops. Now, there are two things that can happen. So it is not always a guaranteed thing. In my opinion, in my experience, it is a higher probability indicator when you see this in combination with other factors that there's a good chance that we see some sort of reversal. Now, like I said, there are two things that can happen. One is we can get a bit of a pullback, not a super deep one, not a complete reversal, a pullback to allow this divergence to kind of disappear, and then we can continue the trend. But the other thing is that this is indeed going to be a reversal that ends up going a lot lower. Now, the RSI bearish divergence or bullish divergence is a very powerful indicator that I do like to watch. You can see over here it works on all time frames, even on the weekly time frame, right? You can see over here we had the $66,000 top, then we had a higher high at 69,000, but the RSI made a lower high, and look what happened. Okay, you can see this over and over again, whether it's on the weekly, whether it's on the daily, 4-hourly, hourly. Obviously, the extent of the correction depends on the time frame you're looking at, but in general, when you are seeing a strong divergence, whether it be bullish or bearish, in this case we're looking at bearish divergences where price makes a higher high but the RSI makes a lower high, that is a warning signal, a signal to be cautious, because, you know, in the best case we get a pullback and then a continuation a bit later, but usually what tends to happen is we get a reversal of the trend and we get a more significant pullback, and after that only can the trend start to change again. So going back to this 12-hour chart, you can see over here, one thing that is also powerful to note is this divergence is starting to come into play with the move against the 200 moving average on the 12-hour chart. So you can see the price has been below there since pretty much April, and it hasn't come above there. And we've come above the 50 here, but now we are running into that 200 moving average on the 12-hour as resistance in confluence with a negative RSI divergence. Also, you can just see these three thrusts. That tends to be some sort of distribution, and more often than not we have this running up with a negative divergence and we tend to see a drop. So is this the top of the bear market rally? That is something we're only going to know in hindsight, but this is a warning signal. And you know, if we can drop to, maybe we can hold 23,000, maybe even if we can hold this level, these previous tops, right? If we can hold, I'd say 21.7, we can drop as far as 21.7, and then there's still possibility for another leg up. If we break these tops, this level, if we break this 21,700, we get below that, I think we retest the lows and potentially even lower. Keep in mind, I did actually recently just upload a video about how I think it's possible that the markets crash again in September, which is obviously, September is 2 weeks away at this point. So there is a possibility that these negative RSI divergences are already warning us of potentially the top of this bear market rally that is going to lead into a crash in September. Again, these are all possibilities. There's not 100% certainty, but This is what the charts are indicating and hinting at, and I think we have to pay attention to when the charts show us these things. You can also see over here, changing this to a 4-hourly chart, that negative RSI divergence has also been present. So it's present on the 4-hour and the 12-hour. That's pretty significant. You can see these 3 thrusts up here, but it just doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. So now we have to keep an eye out. Again, I would say this horizontal level, 21,700, we get below there, and I think the chances are high we retest the lows or potentially even set new lows. Keep in mind, in the larger time frame and the longer time frame of things, I'm still expecting after a September crash, if we do get a retest of the lows and new lows, I do expect a rather quick recovery into Q4 and potentially all the way back up before the end of the year. So keep that in mind. But now for the short term, we have to be careful of this warning sign of this negative RSI divergence. You can see it is also present on Ethereum. This is the 4-hour chart on Ethereum, but you can also very clearly see there is a negative RSI divergence here with the price that has been grinding higher and the RSI that is lower. Keep in mind also we have this resistance over here, potentially with these tops. This level that's circled over here, it's actually the 200 daily moving average, so there's resistance there. So there is a lot of confluence up here, combined with the fact that the options open interest for Ethereum is at the same levels as the May and November 2021 top. So there is a lot of confluence and a lot of signals pointing towards a lot of resistance right now that may actually end up being the top or near the top of this bear market rally before we get some sort of correction. And you can go and look on many different coins for yourself. This is all present. This is all negative RSI divergence. This is Matic 12-hour chart. You can see over here the same 3 thrusts and a negative RSI divergence. This is not a good sign for the bulls. This is ideally not really what we want to be seeing, this negative divergence with a pattern like this. You can see it's present on many alts, for example Solana. You can see over there we had these slightly higher highs, but again this is not being confirmed, and we have this negative RSI divergence on 4-hour, on 12-hour charts on a lot of altcoins, on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and in my opinion this is not a good sign, like I've said many times. So either we're gonna have to wait and see here, either we're gonna get a pullback that's, you know, kind of okay to alleviate this bearish divergence and then allow for another leg up, or this is just it, this is the top of the bear market rally and we're going to go a lot lower and potentially retest the lows or go even to new lows within the next, say, 1 to 2 months. So again, there are no guarantees, but this is, in my opinion, in my experience, a big warning flag that you should pay attention to. I'll obviously revisit this. Let's look in 2 weeks from now or a month from now. Let's look back and see how this ended up playing out. But more often than not, these negative RSI divergences, especially when you see them across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins on higher time frames like 4-hourly and 12-hourly, usually that is a sign of warning. Combine that with the fact that I do expect a crash in September based on even just the historic data of September being a shakeout month. Combine that with the fact that Ethereum options open interest is at the same levels as the May and November 2021 top, combined with the fact that the merge is coming out or set to happen in middle September, where people have bought this and we had this massive rally in anticipation of the event, that it could end up being a buy the rumor, sell the news, or sell the event kind of thing, where we rally leading up to it and then have a massive sell-off. So obviously only time will tell, but I just wanted to share this with you so you have this information and you can make better decisions for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, subscribe down below, share it with your friends and family or on social media if you think there's anyone that can benefit from it. And as always, I will see you in the next video.